on Denver 7 News. The Colorado Avalanche close enough to win the Stanley Cup, they could taste it, but it wasn't enough to keep the cup home.
For us, it's just about focusing on that next shift, and that's what's important. So short memory and get back to work.
Now we are back in Tampa Bay, ready for Game 6.
A popular watch party turns to chaos in downtown Denver.
There's always the adage that a few can ruin it for the many.
Understand that when we have thousands of people in here, there is really only so much we can do.
Why Avs fans will have to find a new spot to watch the Stanley Cup final tomorrow.
And making a comeback, we take a look at the excitement of Denver Pride Fest after a 2-year hiatus. Thank you for joining us for Denver 7 News at 10 this Saturday. I'm Jacqueline Allen.
And I'm Brian Wang. The Avs weren't able to seal the deal with a win last night, but tomorrow is another opportunity to bring home the cup.
And we have team coverage of this historic game. Denver 7's Nick Rothschild and Jason Grinauer packed their bags, and they're now in Tampa.
Welcome to hot and muggy Tampa Bay. Jason Grinauer, Nick Rothschild. From the site of Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals, the Avalanche will look to hoist the Stanley Cup on foreign soil when they missed their chance to do so on home turf in Game 5. And Jason, the Avalanche fans were hoping for that celebration after Game 5, but it didn't happen. But there will be a contingent of Avs fans here hoping to see the same thing.
Yeah, we saw a good number of Avs fans here for Games 3 and 4, and that was before they had a chance to actually raise the Stanley Cup. So we will definitely see a decent contingent here for Game 6. We saw some on our flight out here. There's been a smattering, a little bit of burgundy blue here throughout Tampa, and potentially, even though Avs fans wanted to see it on home ice, maybe getting away from that pressure here in Tampa, get back to what you do best, could actually be a good thing for them.
I certainly think so, and the Avalanche believe as the desperation turns up, oh, you're coming right into their wheelhouse.
Well, I think that's something you just kind of have to find. You know, you have to have that desperation because it's the finals. You can't look at the amount of games that we have left. You have to be desperate every single game, and I think that's something that we've talked about at least.
It's Stanley Cup Finals, so I think your team's always playing with a certain level of desperation.
One thing to keep in mind, we just saw the Avs play this very song against the Blues in round 2, lose Game 5, win Game 6 on the road. We'll have much more on Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals coming up in sports.
It's going to be exciting, guys. Denver 7's your home for the 2022 Stanley Cup Final. Our coverage of the Game 6 starts tomorrow at 7 a.m. You can join us again at 5:30 tomorrow night for our special pregame show. And then after the game, you can stick around for our post-game coverage, followed by Denver 7 News at 10.
All right, the Avs watch party at Tivoli Quad got out of control last night after people were plowing right through fences. Here's video from this scene. The event reached max capacity of 10,000 people shortly before 6 p.m. and fans who weren't let in didn't take no for an answer. The incident prompted organizers to cancel the watch party scheduled for Game 6 tomorrow.
And this leaves people wondering where to go to watch the game, and restaurants near the area are scrambling to get ready for even larger crowds.
Denver 7's Colette Bordelon explains.
Blake Street Tavern is taking a breath today.
It was just chaotic, wall-to-wall people.
The sports bar was packed with people for Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final.
I think the entire city's behind the Avalanche. We're just ready for a championship season.
You can't move. You can't get to your tables. You know, everyone's everywhere.
Lindsay Law says they're using Saturday.
Yesterday we only had bartenders down there and it was fine.
As their chance to prep for Game 6.
This is a nice little break in between.
Last night was a record-breaking night for the bar.
We're tired. Everyone's exhausted. I think we broke the staff yesterday.
We made a lot of money though.
But the problems that have plagued restaurants during the pandemic still linger.
Staffing has been a struggle. I'm sure just like all restaurants know, we've been struggling to keep people, get people.
To prep for tomorrow night, they're bringing on almost double the staff they'd normally have, knowing there's no watch party at Tivoli Quad planned.
We have extra security and we have a zero tolerance policy because we've had vandalism happen already this series.
Ready to push through and get the job done, something Avs fans hope to see with their team too.
It's been a rough year for me and my family, and we're just like huge Avs fans. We've been waiting a really long time for this.
I hope Denver wins. And I hope my entire staff gets to take a break after this, a much needed break.
With the staff hoping for a Stanley Cup and the chance to take another breath. Colette Bordelon, Denver 7.
Our restaurants and bars are certainly working very hard. Colette, thank you. Now, employees at Blake Street Tavern say they were almost full 3 hours before the game started yesterday. So if you're looking for a sports bar to watch the game tomorrow night, you'll want to get there really, really early. They recommend 3 to 4 hours before puck drop.
Wow. All right. Police are investigating an overnight fire and vandalism at a Christian pregnancy center in Longmont. Fire crews responded to Life Choices. This is near Mountain View and Baker just after 3 a.m. They say it was heavily damaged by fire and smoke. The front was also covered in graffiti in support of abortion rights. Now, Life Choices sent Denver 7 this statement saying, in part, what we hope the perpetrators of this act understand is that an attack on life choices is ultimately not an attack on a political party or act of. It is an attack on a place that is supposed to be safe for women, men, and their families, end quote. Police are asking anyone who lives nearby with surveillance cameras to check them and see if they caught anything on video.
Pro-life, that's a lie!
Thousands of people gathered at the state capitol tonight and marched to the 16th Street Mall for day 2 of protests. It's been over 24 hours since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, a constitutional precedent in the United States for nearly 50 years. Now, hours after the court's decision, abortion was made illegal in 7 states. That number is expected to rise as more states act on so-called trigger laws designed to ban the procedure if Roe were ever overturned. The Department of Homeland Security expects violence could occur for weeks following the Supreme Court's decision, according to a bulletin obtained by ABC News.
Denver Pride Fest makes a comeback this year, and one special mentor is teaching students to be who they are.
LGBTQ+ students are not always accepted and celebrated. Calvin provides that for our students.
How they are bringing a message of acceptance to this year's Pride.
And the Avs are recovering as they prepare for tomorrow's game. Our Denver 7 sports team takes a look at what to expect for Game 6.